Have you ever been hurt or in pain and felt like there was no one that could help? Countless number of high school students feel this way every single day. The thing is, there is actually help for them. Today, I would like to talk to you about the necessity of teachers being involved in religious activities during school. I have been a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for the past 6 years now, also known as FCA, and this is their logo. Seeing how the role that teachers have had during the past years has really saddened me. This has also made me have a very strong view on what teachers can and cannot be involved in. So now I'm going to discuss 3 points on this matter. Number one, what it was like when teachers were allowed to participate in FCA and why they can no longer be involved in it. And number two, what it's like now and why this is such a big problem. Number three, what we can do to allow teachers to be involved in the religious activities in school. So let's talk about what it was like when teachers were involved in FCA and why they can no longer be. First, let's talk a little more about FCA and what it was like. Then we will discuss why the teachers can no longer be involved in it. Like I said before, FCA is also known as the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. In an article, Beginner's Guide to FCA, Nick Dunn discusses FCA a little more in depth. Dunn tells us that FCA is the largest Christian campus ministry in the world. He also says that it has been around since 1954. Dunn tells us that FCA is combined to a person's passion for sports and Christ at the same time, and teach them that the two worlds do not have to be separate from each other. FCA has basically been the same way all the way up until just last year. From 7th grade to then, all the students associated in FCA have been privileged with teachers that led the program and been able to lead prayer and the whole entire thing. Students that ever felt like they were alone or anything like that, they could, or if they were in pain, they could always go to somebody. There was a couple of teachers that would listen to the problems and help them with whatever they needed. The teachers would also help run activities such as the 30-hour famine or a thing that we have which is called the awakening. All of this changed when a teacher at our school said that it was wrong for all this to be going on and then that it was disobeying the law, so we had to stop. In the article, Federal Guidelines for Religious Expression in Public Schools, Adherence.com states the law about a teacher's presence in religious activities at school. The law says, in quote, teachers and administrators are prohibited from either encouraging or discouraging religious activity and from participating in such activity with students. That is what FCA was like and why teachers can no longer be involved. So let's move on to what FCA is like now and why this is such a big problem. FCA without teachers is a problem for many reasons. I compared the membership of FCA at our school in 2011 to what it is now in the FCA records at our school and found that it has a nearly 40% decrease in the membership. This statistic alone shows how much of an impact not having any teachers there has had in for the program. Every year our school has done the 30-hour famine to help support world hunger. Last year we were not able to do this. I've participated in 30-Hour Family twice, and it has been such a life-changing experience. There are some students in which this event has changed their lives forever as well. Is it not fair to take this opportunity away from them? Now, how about the students that feel like they are alone and need help? Many of these kids felt very comfortable sharing their feelings with one of our teachers. They would go to her and she would help them and pray for them. She would continually do this for all the students, like as long as they needed their help as well. Since teachers are not allowed to lead prayer for their students, many of the students that need help do not feel comfortable just going to the students anymore. And what if the students are having suicidal thoughts? Or what if they're having problems cutting themselves? After hearing this, you may be asking why this law was ever made. Unfortunately, it was. But there is a way that we can make the same impact without breaking the law. The First Amendment Center tells us in an article titled Frequently Asked Questions, Religion, by experts Ken Paulson, Gene Polinsky, John Seigenthaler, Dr. Charles C. Haynes, and David L. Hudson Jr., why it is illegal for teachers to be involved in religious activities. But there is an alternative way. The experts say that the 14th Amendment prohibits the government from favoring one religious view or the other. Since school teachers are considered part of the state, this is why they are prohibited to be involved in religious activities. The main way to get teachers involved is by encouraging them to choose a youth pastor to run the FCA programs. This way, the teachers can choose someone they trust and have them come in to support for all the meetings and run all of the meetings. Even though it may not be themselves involved, but it is their influence that is being involved. By being a part of this encouragement, we will be able to once touch the lives of so many people that need it. So we know that it is illegal for teachers to be involved in religious activities at school, and how much of an impact it has had on FCA and students' lives. We also know how important teachers are to FCA, and that something must be done to keep their influence going. So today, what I ask is very simple. Encourage the teachers that are a part of FCA to choose a youth pastor of their choosing as their primary speaker. Even though this may seem like a very simple task and not make that big a difference, it truly will. There are students that need someone to go to, and this allows them to have someone to lean on. The next time you see a student that looks like they are hurting, remember that you can make an impact on the student's life by simply encouraging a teacher.